My legal and religious name is Lino T Olopai. My Carolinian name is Urushemayang. I'm born in 1940. I'm 84 years old. I'm a male, 100% male. I'm born here on the island of Japan. My mom is Josepa Meta Olopai. My dad is Simeon Iginoev Olopai. You know, I find it very interesting because that generation of parents, including my parents, they talk highly about the Japanese. The biggest thing that I really appreciate, you know, before the war, is the discipline, the law and order the Japanese established at the time during sugarcane industrial. Japan was exporting to Japan at the time. But their law and order, that's the one I hear a lot mentioned by my family. Not like today where everybody have a freedom to do what they please. You know, even before a newborn baby have a freedom for life. So those were the two contrasts that I found it very, very interesting. So my upbringing was pretty much after the war, you know, like 1944. Vaguely I remember Japanese administration, although I have Japanese family, also no family that married into our family. They speak highly of the Japanese, you know, they're very respectful. They're disciplined when we do something wrong, you know, but they utilize natural resources on the island, even firewood. They will buy firewood, coconut husk. They'll buy coconut husk for whatever it is they use for, maybe for sugarcane factory. I have no idea. But almost the roots of anything, the Japanese will buy it for whatever reason, I didn't know. But they were pretty close to the community. And the only time the community, they don't get along when we do something wrong. And most of my uncle, they like to drink tubaya and get out of the way, and they got, you know, butter, they got stick on their bun. But yeah, the law and order was such. Before the war came, they started telling the people to move out from the village, and most of us started going back to our farm. Our farm, it's up at the Gallery area, that's where we farm. That's one farm. Another farm, it's up at Mount Aperture. So we started moving up to the mountain before the war came. Yes, we do that. It's very, very interesting. It reflects a lot on the Carolinian culture. We like a community. We do things together. You know, like we share things a lot. A project, food, whatever the project will be, it's all shared by the community. And after the war, that's how I grew up with those seniors that do things together. I grew up with that understanding of sharing and do the project together, which it ends up making it easier than you yourself do the project alone. So it was that concept of a community that I grew up with. And I get to appreciate that when I realize the American teaching of being independent. It also have its merit, but it doesn't quite fit in with an island living where our resources are limited to land and the ocean. Whatever these two resources offer, that's all we have. So our traditional way of sharing, it really comes in handy. When we come in from fishing, we split the fish or catch to the community. Come from the farm, we split what we have to the community. So I grew up in that kind of family orientation during my upbringing. As a matter of fact, sometimes I got involved in the spiritual undertaking. Like if you're going to go fishing and catch particular fish for the healing purpose, I end up part of those old people that go out to look for that particular fish. When we come back and they start preparing food for the healing, our place of eating is separate from the community. So being a child, I end up with the old people in our own fireplace where we eat. We don't throw away our waste, we put it on the fire for the spirit of the fire. So I grew up with that spiritual belief before I become known about the church and all of that. So I kind of cut between that thing. We moved, I think all the Caribbean moved to Chalankanoa, including our Tanapak family. We all moved to Chalankanoa, just south to where the church is. Next to the sister convent in Chalankanoa, just a little bit off to the left on the east side, that's where the small Tanapak community are. Where us, we're more on the beach side, from post office down to elementary school, all the way to the beach. That's where few Caribbean, most of us stay. But we do communicate with our family from Tanapak when they move to Tanapak. Like on festivity, yes, we help each other. San Isidro Fiesta and San Remedio, we all come together and contribute to that. In terms of food, entertainment, dancing, stick dancing, that I'm sure you've probably seen that. I grew up in those, and I still can sing, and I still can do the stick dance. Well, after the war, we all kind of put in at Camp Susupi. Then after that, when the Susupi was lifted, we all stay in Chalankanoa. I mean, we moved from southern part of Chalankanoa, just west of elementary school, and then we moved to the beach, where we are today, yeah. For myself as a kid, I find it exciting and scary at the same time. What scared me the most is the big noise created by the bomb, and then the way the sound, it scared me. We were hiding up at Gararai Mountain. They said there's a valley, a waterway that go down. That's part of our farm, and we have a small cave that most of us are hiding in there. And you know, I'll see plane fly back and all the noise day and night. We ran out of water most of the time. We'll move from this cave to another valley close by. You know, we have old people that we do the bue like a fortune teller, that they can do the thing that say, let's move out from here and change our place. And that's what we do. And we'll move maybe from here to there. That's where the valley is. And then once we move there, there'll be a lot of bumping in this area. And then our saw will do the trick again. They said, okay, let's move back again to the cave. So it was like that until they finally the war over and they found us. And we went to the Susupi, Camp Susupi. We will stay there for a while. And then after the Camp Susupi was lifted, yeah, we stayed in Chalankanoa ever since. But I remember there were fences all around the island, you know, the beach road all the way down to Chalampio. Then it went into Texas Road, all the way up to Parafolia, then it cut out to the beach road and back again. And we were staying at the southern part of the fence, beach road, Chalampio. Our temporary house was right here. And what I found the most was, as a kid, we all stand around the fence, and then truck of military, hey Joe, have candy. That's the only American language I know. Hey Joe, have candy. Boy, they throw chewing gum and what have you. Man, me and my cousin would go for it. Those were the days behind the fence. Huh? Yes, I mean, as a kid, it's more exciting, especially when the wagon that bring the water, man, it's not so much water, but the military that they bring candies with them, they throw candies with us chasing the water buffalo and the military throwing on that. Then after we get that, of course, we drink water. We get our supply. So me and my uncle and auntie will get a bucket and fill it up, take it to our place. But we get our candies first. My sisters, my mom's older sister married to a Japanese by the name of Hosono. And all of my sisters from that, they're very Japanese looking, but they speak Carolinian better than I am, with that Japanese looking face. My sister Michiko, who's the oldest, he will share a story that, because outside their house in Chalankanoa, just next to elementary school, they have this old Japanese water tank that the kids will go over there and ask for water, and Misko will come out and he'll tell the kids, yeah, bring your bucket in Carolinian. And very Japanese look, yeah, bring your bucket and fill it up. And the kids ran over, they went to the house, Mom, that Japanese lady, speak Carolinian. They had to scold to them, yes, that's your auntie Misko, go and get water. But Misko was sharing this story. She also shared a story where ended up with those guys that were jumping off the cliff out in Marpi area because she was separated with the family. Misko and my auntie who married a Japanese, I think they got stuck with the family Japanese community. They were segregated and us, pretty much to the south. She don't know how she ended up in Marpi, but she witnesses people that were jumping off, people that were threatened by the Japanese military themselves, that if they don't jump off, they will shoot them themselves. She witnessed family tie themselves together, mother, father, and children, then jump off. She saw that. It's quite an impact, an emotional for her. I try to get her story, and every time I try to get her story, she just couldn't hack it. Tears and stuck up, couldn't speak. Say wait. So she always cried. Couldn't get rid of that. But yes, she witnesses those that were jumping off the cliff because she's very Japanese looking, fair complexion. So it's quite an impact on her. I think we need to understand that so we don't repeat the atrocity of that era. Generation after me, they should know those things and understand. They need to see the information, videos and stuff. The atrocity of the war is just not. They say we come to a fight to bring peace. Dropping an atomic bomb in Hiroshima, you say it's a peace? I cannot chew that, let alone to swallow it. I don't know if there's any other way around, doing in that particular between American and Japanese. I don't know how to bring peace. So maybe it's a good thing that we dropped the atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but it is. It's kind of hard to strike that balance. Pretty hard. It takes maybe your generation or maybe after your generation. The intermarriage. That's what I tell the kids. Go out and get married. Don't marry Carolinian. Look for different color, man. Go out and marry as many as you want. Wonderful oral history in the outer island between Yap and Chu in the outer island. There was a big undertaking that the motto was they're going to go to this island and just wipe them out. So there were canoes and canoes coming to this tiny island to just wipe them out. But it happened that there was also that intermarried. So the old man also had family on that island that they're going to destroy, was on the canoe that was going to go there. So as soon as they came, he jumped off and he went and stood on the reef, and he looked out at the whole of Pittsburgh. My neck first. Before you guys even come ashore, my neck first. So that brings peace. They stop and they all come in and start to talk and we bring peace. But it was, we're going to kill everybody. My uncle all by himself jumped off on the canoe and he swam to the reef and stood up with the city. Threw me first. I thought that was a neat story, my oral story, and I don't mind sharing it because it's my family. It is, it's a very sacred ground. Our oral history mentioned that this is where Carolinian, when they start migrating here, this is where they settle. As a matter of fact, we call this place Pialola, and from here to the south we say Arwan, and that's the name. Most of the island here are named by the Carolinian, not just Saipan, but Northern Island, uh, Guam, some villages, and even Guam itself. We say Guam is part of the canoe. Yeah, this place we call it Pialolan because of that. This is also where our navigators, they used to predict the weather, because that sandbar, it goes almost all the way out to the reef during low tide. So they will wait all the way out there and look at the east, and they can read what the weather will be like, before they make a voice back to the island. We call that, there's a name for it, Amal. We call that Amal. We go and see what the morning rising of the sun tell us whether it's going to be good weather. We do that for several days, maybe a week, before we can really get actual reading what the weather will be like in a week, 2 weeks after that. So if we launch our canoe, it'll be good weather a week, 2 weeks. That will enable us to reach our island or close enough. That was one. And also, this is where we do our last rites ceremony when somebody passed away. We call it Firoro. When the body, we still practice that today. I don't think many Carolinians do that, but it's still being practiced by few families. When somebody dies in our family, the body is taken to the cemetery and buried. That's not the end of it. That's the first part. The second part is when the body is removed from the house, any particle, anything that belongs to deceased, whether it's a birna, whatever thing, we collect that and we put it in, we call it tukumaya, the coconut fiber. We put it in that and we decorate that with the yellow coconut fiber. And we put that in the house. And that becomes a healing by itself. It becomes, how will I call it? When you lost somebody very close to you, you tend to lose your head, jump off the cliff, things like that. So that tukumaya damper that, it helps you get over your grief. Whenever you leave the house, you see that. Then your loved one is still alive. You talk to that. Say, I'm going to work, I'll see you tonight. Like that person's still alive. Okay? That would take a long time, depending on the family, how close they are to the deceased. Some family will keep that in the household for years. Other will probably do it, get rid of that less than a year. And when that ceremony comes to get rid of that tukumaya and its content that belong to deceased, that's what we do it. That the formation of rock over there that go out, that's where we burn that during low tide. We all come here over there, and only selected few older women, and ring, earring, another lot, metal, another lot, and you burn that, we call it tukumaya, coconut fiber with its content. You burn that, and you burn it when it's very low tide, and you keep turning it until it really turns into ashes, and then you wait until high tide come in and wash everything away. We don't use metal to turn things so it'll be returned into. We use a stick. Then that's the completion of bringing the whole process of a person passed away. That's Firoro. And the man will go fishing. So, as a matter of fact, Managaha, just north of Managaha, we have a small reef, submerged reef, and we call that Oshala Firoro, reef for Firoro. When that time comes, we gang up on that small reef and we'll catch fish, tataga, and I don't know what you call them. And we bring in and they all share during that. Yeah, those are the unique thing about being a Carolinian, and not just our language. Our language is such. Like I always share with the kids in school. So, come on kids, tell me what's so unique about your culture. Oh, we have this, we have that, we have a language. Tell me something about your language. Oh, no, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. That's tomorrow. Let me share with you the Carolinian. Et, rio, el, fel, lim. Flat, eshe, ruashe, el, eshe, fa, eshe, limashe. Round object, efai, rufai, elfai, fa, fai, lifai. And so on, and so on, and so on. To count everything together, et, rio, el, fel, lim. To separate, F5, Ru5, L5, Fa5, Li5 for round object. Flat object, Eshe, Ruashe, Elshe, Fashe, Limashe. Put them together, A3, L5, Lim, whatever the object is. That's unique. So I tell the kids, go back home and find out. Talk to your mom, pick the brain. Because that's you.